Hi, people of grace. Pastor Brian here again with a monthly newsletter video. I apologize that it didn't go out with the newsletter this month. I'm a little behind, having been away for a little while. But I wanted to talk to you about some things that are coming up in our church calendar. This Sunday is Pentecost, and we just posted on Facebook for you to wear red this Sunday. Red is the color of the day as we welcome the gift of the Holy Spirit. And remember that day when the Holy Spirit descended upon the disciples and they went and talked and preached throughout Jerusalem. And after Pentecost, we get into our summer, which for the church, as you come into church, you just see green everywhere. The banners are green, everything is green. And we don't change, and it just seems kind of boring. And actually, the church name that we call it is Ordinary Time. So we call this time Ordinary. It's summertime, it's on for a very long time, and so it does in a way kind of seem boring, and maybe it might seem that way since it's going to be on for so long. However, the time of Pentecost, even though we're going to be green all summer long, two things. One, green stands for growth in the church, and that's why we decorate our church with green. It's to symbolize the growth of the church, because at Pentecost and after is the time in which, as we talked about in church a couple of weeks ago, that the church and the disciples go from being disciples to being apostles, where they go out and they preach and they proclaim. And we've been reading these stories from Acts about the great things that the disciples do, the apostles do, now that they are out in the world preaching and proclaiming the good news of Jesus Christ. And so even though we are going to be the same color, and even though that the time of the year is called ordinary, this time of the year really is anything but ordinary, because it is a time in which we talk about and celebrate the growth of the early church. And it doesn't just have to be about the growth of the early church. It should also be about continuing to grow the church, growing in faith by attending our worship services, growing in our understanding of what God does in our world today, growing in our commitments to one another, in our partnerships with each other and with those people around us, and about growing our church as well. I know summer can be difficult with vacations and time away, and just because of the beautiful weather in the part of the country that we live, but I encourage you to think about this time of the year, this ordinary time, and yet this profound time in which we truly do celebrate our church growing as Christians, as apostles, as children of God. And so I hope that wherever you are, whether you're here in Kingman, whether you are traveling for parts of the summer, or whether you've gone away for more temperate climates, because maybe the summers are a little too hot here in Arizona, I hope and pray that you continue to worship with a body of believers so that you can continue to experience growth in your life, growth in your faith, growth in your walk with Jesus, and that we may continue to grow other people in their understanding and relationship with Jesus. God bless you all during the summer season. I truly do hope that you have a blessed summer filled with joy and times to spend with family and friends. And I also pray that you come and celebrate and worship with us each week as we continue to thank God for the growth that we experience in our own lives, and that we come together each week saying thank you for the one who created us, for the one who loves us, and for the one who is there for us each and every day that we are blessed to be here on this earth. Have an incredible June, and may God bless you in all your endeavors. Talk to you next month.